Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brettcast Movie and TV Talk. This is the first time in a long time that I talk about a movie on here that I don't have a ton of negative things to say about the movie. I went and saw the live-action version of Aladdin, and I have to say that it was very good and very enjoyable, and that's my non-spoiler review of the movie right there. So from here on out, there will be spoilers for the movie, and so let's get into it. I was actually a bit surprised that I really enjoyed this movie. See, I am, or was, a musician, and so I have played music and listened to a lot of music, but there are very few musicals and musical movies that I really like. I also have to say that I have not watched the original Aladdin movie in a very long time, so much of it I don't remember at all. Anyway, on to the movie now. So here's the thing about Aladdin. The story is very simple and very much the same as the original movie. So it was very predictable, but that's not a problem in my mind. Really, there were only two things I wouldn't call as problems with the movie, but just things that I noticed. The first of those is that at one point, Aladdin fully embraces himself as Prince Ali and not Aladdin. And Genie gives him this whole talk about how Aladdin, about it. And Aladdin even says that he's no longer going to use his last wish to free the genie and then goes back to his old place. And then he very quickly flips himself back to being his regular Aladdin self instead of this Prince Ali self. It was not a terrible thing, but just something I noticed, but I guess they do it in the animated movie, so that's why it's not a big deal. The other thing is that this movie does the always Disney thing where the princess falls in love with Aladdin pretty much right off the start of the movie, and they're not willing to admit it right away, so yeah. But that also is not a big deal. Most of the actors in the movie I've never heard of, and I think they did fine. This movie has some really great comedy moments, which is like the middle of the movie in which Prince Ali is trying to impress Princess Jasmine and her father, and he's just failing completely, and oh my goodness, it had me laughing so hard. I was just dying. It was that funny. It had several other moments in the movie that were very funny too, so yeah, it's a very funny movie. The obvious biggest thing about this movie is the genie portrayed by Will Smith. Everyone's going to compare this version of the genie to the original version of the genie done by Robin Williams, and it's just an inevitable thing that people will do, yes. Will Smith had a very high expectation to live up to doing this role, and I'm going to say that I think Will Smith did a great job as the genie. I'm not going to compare his performance to Robin Williams' performance, as I think they're trying to do a different type of genie that is separate from the original, and I think he did very well. I think he was very funny and really brought a great amount of energy to the movie, and it went really well with the other characters in this movie. In the scene I described earlier about Prince Ali failing to impress and talk to Princess Jasmine, well, Genie also has a thing with her handmaiden that's like a side story thing. And when he tries to talk to her, he basically acts exactly like Aladdin did when he was trying to talk to Princess Jasmine. And it was just great and so funny. The last thing to talk about is the music, since it is a musical. I actually liked most of the songs in the movie. I especially like the song that Will Smith did as the genie. The only songs I didn't really like were the credit songs, but that's just because I don't like rap music. And I understand it, since Will Smith is in the movie, he obviously would get to make a song for the movie, and that's fine, but I personally don't like rap music. So yeah, I really did enjoy the movie. It's probably one of the few musical movies I have enjoyed in a long time where I liked both the musical numbers and the movie as one. And that's almost never happened. I mean, I did not like the movie for Les Mis, but I do like the music, and I even bought the soundtrack on CD. Yeah, me and musicals are a complicated thing, even though I have a strong amount of musician in me, and that music is a big part of my life as a whole. Aladdin, definitely a good movie and an enjoyable movie. Now, a side note not related to the movie here. I never talk about my experiences in the theater because I usually have a good time and no one causes, any problems. There was no real problem this time, it's just something that annoyed me a little bit. So, me and my girlfriend got to the theater about 5 minutes before the movie started, and they have all this before the previews crap, that theaters do. So that time, the people in front of us, three girls, one of them was Snapchatting, and they continued to do so during the previews. And then on the screen, they show these, please silence your phone out of respect for the filmmaker things, And at this point, the person who was Snapchatting, she didn't turn her phone off or whatever. She just turned the screen brightness down and kept Snapchatting. Now, once the movie started, I just ignored her and focused on the movie. And there were some times, I'd look away from the screen to take a drink or whatever. Happened to look down at this person, and each time I did, she was still Snapchatting during the movie. I just don't get it at all. Why did you pay to come see Aladdin on the Thursday it came out to sit there and Snapchat during the whole movie? Even if she didn't pay for herself and the people she's with, someone else paid for you to be there. And you're just on your phone the whole time. I'll give them, they were not talking during the movie, but being on your phone during the movie can be just as distracting to other people too. Now, I had my phone out during the movie, but I had my phone face down because my phone is big and it doesn't like to stay in my pocket, and I worry about it falling out of my pocket and me losing it and it possibly breaking. So I just put it face down in my lap and I ignored my phone during the movie. Now, after that short PSA, that's all I have to say. So if you want to add to the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening and goodbye.